Sustainability is about meeting the needs of the present without compromising the needs of the future generations. And thus, sustainable development calls for a concerted effort towards the building of an inclusive and resilient future for people and planet. But how can we achieve that? Sustainability needs to harmonize three core elements: economic growth, social inclusion, and environmental protection. These elements are interconnected anyway, and all are crucial for the well-being of an individual and societies. But what can guide us towards changing existing systems to achieve these? Hello, science fans! My name is Shona, and I'm your resident Filipino scientist. Join us in this episode where we talk about the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. 17 goals for people and for planet. The Sustainable Development Goals hope for us to end poverty, protect the planet, and improve the lives and prospects of everyone, everywhere. These 17 goals were adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015. And this was part of the 2030 Agenda on Sustainable Development that set out a 15-year plan to achieve these goals. But how will the Sustainable Development Goals be implemented? Well, first, we have the Addis Ababa Action Agenda. The Addis Ababa Action Agenda provides a comprehensive set of policy actions that member states can use or follow. It provides a package of over 100 concrete measures. Wow! To finance sustainable development, transform the global economy, and achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. It basically provides a framework that aligns how money flows with social and environmental priorities. So let it not be said that economies have to suffer in order for us to achieve sustainability.
Oh yeah!
To learn more about the Addis Ababa Action Agenda, please check out the link in the description of this video. But please take note that despite the existence of the Addis Ababa Action Agenda, the success and implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals are largely dependent on a country's own plans, policies, and programs.
What?
Nationally owned and country-led sustainable development strategies will require unique resource mobilization and financing strategies. And this is where it's key for us citizens to encourage our policymakers and leaders to support the Sustainable Development Goals, and for us to vote for policymakers and leaders who will support our advocacies for the planet. At the global level, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and 169 targets of the new agenda will be monitored and reviewed using a set of global indicators. The Global Indicator Framework for Sustainable Development was developed by an interagency group of experts that was agreed upon during the United Nations Statistical Committee held last March 2017. Of course, governments have developed their own national indicators to assist in monitoring progress made on the goals and targets. And these are reported annually at the High-Level Political Forum on Sustainable Development, where our progress will be reviewed. However, the Sustainable Development Goals are not legally binding. Implementation and success will deeply rely on our country's own policies, programs, and projects. In short, the United Nations will not punish us or any country for not meeting the Sustainable Development Goals. Our punishment for failing the Sustainable Development Goals will be the rapid deterioration of the planet and the suffering of future generations. Today, progress to help achieve sustainable development is being made in many places. But overall, the action to meet the goals is not yet advancing at the speed or scale that is required. And so, at the SDG Summit last September 2019, world leaders called for a decade of action. All sectors of society, all of us, must mobilize on a decade of action on 3 levels. The first focuses on global action. We need to secure greater leadership so that more support and financing can be focused on inclusive and smarter solutions to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. The second is by making local action more possible. We need to embed the needed transitions in our policies. They have to be anchored through science-based decision-making, so please join us in STEM. And we need to dedicate enough resources, manpower, and training on the ground to make sure that these policies are well implemented. And the third is through people action. We all need to be involved. Our youth, our media, our academia, our artists, the private sector, everyone. No action will be too small because at the end of it, what we need is an unstoppable movement in order to create these transitions. Of course, all of these things are easier said than done. And we can often feel anxiety, eco-anxiety, about the amount of work that still needs to be done. But I hope that we can all be comforted that any long-term action starts out small. So we start by informing. We start by making people realize and feel the need for change. Watching this video is a step. Conserving energy and resources at home is a step. Sharing information empathically to others is a step. So let's inspire one another. Please share your projects and activities that support the Sustainable Development Goals in the comments section below. I would love to read about your stories, and I'm sure that it will also inspire others to do the same. And to get a daily dose of science in your life, including sustainability tips, please follow SHE-ensya on Facebook and on Instagram. You can also check out our website at www.SHE-ensya.com. Thank you very much for joining us in this episode, and I hope we can also see you in the journey towards sustainability. Hope to see you around!